Hi and welcome to another Rock and Load interview, and today I've got the pleasure of talking to one of the best new up and coming bands in the whole world today, Cadillac Three. We've got Jaron, Kelby and Neil, whose birthday it is today.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Neil.
Thank you, thank you. 21 years old.
21 years young.
Guys, you just come off from playing Planet Rockstock
Yep.
yesterday. How did that go for you?
It was awesome.
Great crowd.
We had a blast. It was we played right before Joe Elliott and the Down and Outs. It was really cool. He did a bunch of Martha Hoople songs, which I didn't see that one coming, but I guess that's what he's doing. You know?
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Great.
He was
It's a
really great.
side project.
Yeah, Neil talked to him this morning at the hotel, so it was a lot of fun, man. Planet Rock's been really good to us, so it's really cool to get to come over and do that.
Yeah.
Saw the gravel tones, they were great.
Yeah.
Tax the Heat.
Yeah, and you got Tax the Heat playing with you on this
Yeah.
tour as well.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So was that the first time you saw them yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
We actually got here and didn't even know really who was playing on these
Alright.
things for the most part, and then found out that they were on it, so it's exciting.
Excellent.
Cool.
You've just won a Classic Rock award for the best new band. Did you see that coming?
Not really, not really. We saw, I mean, there was 10 or 12 bands nominated, and we're big Royal Blood fans, and kind of felt like they'd probably end up winning that thing because I know they're pretty popular over here. But
Yeah, they are very.
we were excited, man. It was cool. We got a phone call from our manager right after we came off stage somewhere in the States. I don't remember where we were, and he was like, "You guys won." And then we got there to the awards, and they were like, "You guys won by 4 votes."
It was that close. We got to see Ozzy and Brian May and Greg Allman and
Billy.
Billy Gibbons, and it was crazy, the people in that room.
Because the awards was in the States, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was in Los Angeles, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Also, with it being a reader nominated award, does that make it better for you than?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to come over here and see that, something like that, where they did the awards in LA, so for the first year, I guess, in the States, and so it was kind of cool to do that, and then right afterwards come over here and see, and actually meet a lot of the kids that were voting for us and the people that were voting for us, and I don't know, that's kind of a better thing than if it's just, I don't know, what's the
Panel of
other
judges or
panel?
something,
That
yeah.
shit's kind of weird, so I mean, to know that we actually have some real fans over here, that's exciting.
It's very cool.
Absolutely. Well, talking about like the panel voting, when you've just been nominated, Jaron, for 4, was it, Grammy Awards?
Yeah, it's pretty
The
crazy.
songs that you've written for, absolutely.
Shout out to Gila.
The songs that you've written for other artists.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, even though it is a panel award, I can imagine you are
That
pretty
one's-
stoked about that.
That one's weird because it's the nominations, it's a lot of our peers, in Nashville at least, that vote for those things. So it's kind of exciting to be on the songwriting side to have them acknowledge that they really enjoy the song. They think that it's worthy of being up there with some of those other things. It's pretty incredible. It's kind of one of those bucket list things you work for your whole life. And we found out as soon as we landed in Amsterdam, and then we were so out of our minds, drunk and completely jet lagged, and so it was a pretty awesome moment. We went and got Mexican food right afterwards. And drank tequila.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you liked it, because I saw it on Instagram.
Oh,
Just going straight back to the beginning, the 3 of you were in another group called American Bang. When your lead guitarist left, you decided within a very short space of time you were going to form another band as a threesome. You became the Cadillac Black.
yeah.
What I want to know is, why did you change the name from Cadillac Black? When did you change? How long ago was it that you changed the name?
Well, the American Bang thing, there's a lot to do with leaving a record label and kind of starting from scratch because we were fed up with that shit. And so the Cadillac Black thing was, we just liked the ring of it, kind of had a cool
Yeah, it's
thing.
great name.
Yeah, and so basically there was a bunch of other bands, mainly one from Knoxville, Tennessee, which is about 3 hours from us, called the Black Cadillacs.
Right.
And so, technically it's just not very smart to start a business if you
Trademark
can't own the name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when we decided to move, we started getting tour offers, and things started getting a little bit more serious. We got record deal offers and stuff. We were like, let's go ahead and make the move now. And there's 3 of us, and we're not black, so it makes it, the Cadillac 3 makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, we just, that's what we wanted to do, and I think we did it at a really good time.
Yeah.
I mean, we basically just posted it up on the Facebook, and it just said the Cadillac 3, and so people were like, oh, I guess they
just trade.
Okay, I guess it's the Cadillac 3 now. So yeah, but we own the trademark to that, so that's a good feeling.
And the thing's just taken off since then, since the name change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were doing really well with Cadillac Black, and I think we built it up for 2 years by ourselves, just the three of us in the band, and then we signed a record deal in the States, and then over here it was Fine Farm. And since then, it's, you know, you only want to do that until we got to the point where we figured we couldn't get any bigger and go the places we needed to go by ourselves. We needed partners to kind of help us, and that's what we did, man. So it's been great so far. I mean, we haven't been home
Very much at
in
all.
the last
No, I can
3 years.
imagine.
It's been really crazy. So
I mean,
it's been awesome.
This is is it the fourth time this year that you've been to the
Yeah,
UK?
it's,
full time in a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
it's
good
a lot.
going.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of traveling, but
Yeah, and how do you find it over here? Do you like? You're going to say that you like the UK, but do you really like the UK?
We do. We enjoy coming over here.
there's parts of it that we really enjoy. There's parts of it that take us some getting used to. Like the food's really different over here. The lack of ice in beverages.
We like ice in our drinks.
Yeah, it's
please.
a pain in the ass. But other than that, we really enjoy. Like I've gotten into Indian food super since our first trip over here because we ate. I think it was in Chester.
In Chester.
Yeah, and we found this bitchin' Indian restaurant, and I was like,
Curry, as you would say.
yeah, I'd had it once. I'd had it one time, so it's things I've kind of learned. And you get turned on a lot of new bands over here. Like we fell in love with Rival Sons guys and Royal Blood and all these great Tax the Heat, Gravel Tones. So it's really, we're getting to kind of experience a lot of the you guys' culture, and it's exciting.
That's pretty cool. Bless
Oh,
them.
hell yeah, that's great.
I say, even though we're sat here in a horrible, dreary, wet Manchester at the moment.
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of like this in Nashville.
Yeah, right
Is
now
it?
it's wet. Well, it's just cold and rainy this
Our,
time of
our,
year.
our winters are cold and rainy,
Are
so
they?
it's actually a lot like this.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Our summers are like this.
Yeah,
Your summers are like that's a bummer. Bummerino.
When you're in the UK, sorry.
That's right.
When you're in the UK, do you find that you can play a lot heavier than you can in the States when you're playing
It's not
live,
really-
or is it?
It's
Do you
never
just
really
do
been
the
an
same
issue. Yeah,
thing?
we just do the same thing. Like whether we're in the States opening for George Strait or whoever the hell it is. With George Strait, we probably wouldn't be too crazy. I get to cuss a little bit more over here, so that's more fun. Just being honest. But no, it's we kind of that's why we started this band, because we kind of just wanted to do what we do and not have anybody be a part of that decision. You know what I mean? Like, you can have if you have too many people. I guess the saying is too many cooks in the kitchen. But if you have too many people on your team pulling you this way and that way, it gets really frustrating. So we always said from the beginning, we just want to be who we are and do what we do, no matter where we are. And it's really cool to be able to, be that band that can be what we're doing over in the States, whether it's more of a country audience or whatever. And then over here, you're a rock band, technically, or whatever the hell you want to call it. We're still the same either way. So it's really liberating for us to be able to do that.
Do you find the audiences over here are more rock orientated, or do you get the old country fan?
I don't really know, because I guess to me we're just doing the same thing, so it's like, it's whoever's showing up, and it's just been cool that people are showing up.
It seems like the interviews, like the people in the magazines are more rock oriented.
That's true.
But it's weird because I think people are still trying to, most people when they see us over here, they're learning and they're kind of just taking it in. They're like, why is there only 3 of them?
They don't really know what they're seeing.
Yeah, what's the noise? How's he getting the bass out of the laps? And so I don't know whether they're rock fans or country fans, but they're definitely interested. And so that's really neat to see, and every time we come back, there's, a couple hundred more people everywhere, so it's cool, man.
Well, talking about the bass, Kelby, you play your lap steel and you play bass at the same time.
Right.
How do you manage that?
Very carefully. I'd basically just split my signal and run to a guitar amp and a bass amp at the same time and just kind of play both parts at the same time.
Two beers in this hand and 2 beers.
As long as it's symmetrical,
It's magic and science put together.
I was going to you write a lot in drop D as well, don't you? Does that add the bass to the sound as well?
Originally, I think that's my mentality was when we were starting this. Every song at first was in open D, like all the way open. and the first show we played was ZZ Top at the Fontanelle in Nashville. It's about 4,000 outside, and so we got up there and we still didn't really know what we were doing. So basically, I was using a Fender Bassman 59, and he was using a bass heavy amp, and we weren't
turning the bass all the way up.
Yeah, and we were both bass up, and no bass though. You know what I mean? So
before I figured out how to split the signal and have some octave stuff going on, and really made it low.
I think that night or whatever when we played, we didn't really know how it was gonna go, and we did really well, and a couple people in the crowd saw us that were friends of ours that were kind of music savvy, scientific, whatever you want to call it, tech people, and kind of steered us in the right direction of, you could do this. And I remember Dave Cobb saying, you gotta use a pog or something like that. So it kind of came very natural, and we definitely knew we didn't want to add an outside of the band because we all grew up together. So we wanted to keep it real. So
well, you've got it spot on at the moment. I was just saying to Dante earlier on, I first heard the album Tennessee Mojo. Probably, I was quite late getting into it, probably only about a month ago. But it is.
Come on, man.
I do apologise, but it has instantly become one of my top 10 favourite albums ever. It is. I can listen to it non-stop all day. It is just an amazing album.
Thanks a lot.
Do you see yourselves as pioneers of the country and rock crossover? Do you think of yourselves that way? You must know that there's something there, that there's a buzz about you.
I think you see it. Like, we're definitely singing in this. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say we're pioneers. I think we're just three drunk kids doing what they want to do.
You've had Skinner, you've had ZZ Top, you've had Blackfoot, you've had others.
I think seeing what these people are doing now in the States, like everywhere we go, a lot of the times you'll see the country artists gravitating towards the gear that we use, and when you see that kind of stuff happening, nobody used Buddha amps when we started using Buddha amps. Now everybody's using Buddha amps, and it's little things like that. And then also hearing the country radio when you hear a riff and you're like, that's a fucking song. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of that kind of creeping in, and so that's kind of cool. So in that aspect, I think we are definitely making we're giving people something that they're like, wow, that's cool. We're doing something right and something different. As far as pioneers or nothing, I don't think.
I think we've just been lucky to be able, like he was saying, we toured with ZZ Top, we toured with Skinner and those bands, and so I think we've learned a lot from those guys. And those guys are the pioneers, really. Those are the ones that started.
Yeah, I think there were pioneers in the 70s and then 80s for ZZ Top, but you guys are around now.
That's what
we just take that influence.
For a long time.
Yeah, we just take that influence and what we've learned from them and add it to what we grew up listening to. Metallica and some of the '90s grunge, and throw that in there. Hank and
I think Ricky and Johnny from Skinner said. I think Ricky said it, but we were on a cruise with them or something. They did the Skinner cruise with all the us and Blackberry Smoke and shit, all that stuff. And Ricky said that. If there was one, he said Blackberry Smoke too, but he said one band to carry the torch on doing something, a modern take on what they did for their whole careers, it would be the Cadillac Three. Yeah. And I cried a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And you're friends with Blackberry Smoke as well, aren't you?
I love those guys.
Yeah, they're great.
So there's the two of you that could be pioneers.
Oh man, yeah. We're looking forward. I think hopefully next year we're gonna come over here and do a run with them and just destroy shit. It'll be great.
Maybe we should just do one big super band.
Yeah.
Blackberry Cadillac.
That'd be like 10 dudes in that band.
You'll need the three of you. You can't have the fourth member.
No.
You played Sonisphere this year, which is one of there's two huge festivals over here. There's Sonisphere and Download. But then you also played Grand Ole Opry.
Oh yeah.
Within
right around like a month.
Same month or so. Which I can't say which did you enjoy the most, but what did you get the most out of? Obviously, Grand Ole Opry, your dad has been in the house band for Jeremy's been in the house band for a long time, hasn't he?
It was weird. That was a great moment. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that one for me was probably more important than Sonisphere. But Sonisphere, we got Sonisphere.
Yeah, that's it. Sonisphere.
When we got there, we had flown. We played the morning that we landed. So we got in at like 9, and we played at noon or something.
It's more of a whirlwind kind of thing.
Yeah, well, so we were out of our minds. But we played on a Sunday at noon, and the guys on the side of the stage, or that work the stage, whatever, were like, we've never seen anybody have this kind of a showing of support
Crowd,
at noon on a Sunday, because everybody's hungover as dog shit. You know, they're usually sleeping it off, and I think a Maiden was the night before, right?
Yeah.
Maiden.
Yeah.
But and we got to see Metallica, and it was, I mean, that was a great experience. We were really lucky to be able to do that. It was exciting.
We were so tired we were about to fall on our face, but we had a great time.
Excellent. Have you got any more? I know you probably can't tell us, but do you have any more UK festivals lined up?
I think they're talking about some in the summer. There's one in June, I think, and then
That's down the road, yeah.
I'm working on. I mean,
That'd be a good
whenever they
exclusive.
say we need you guys to come over here and do this, we usually do it because it's paid off so far. You know.
Yeah.
It's very cool, man.
Excellent. The new album. You've had Party Like You, the single, which wasn't on Tennessee Mojo,
Right.
was it? So is that what we're going to come to expect with the new album's concerned? Is that the way it's going? Because Party
No.
Like You, it's an upbeat.
Not really. I mean, that song is a long story, but that was more of an American single for radio over there.
Right.
I think this next record is going to be, you know, obviously every band wants to grow, you know. I think we're going to do kind of the same thing we did on the first one, but really, you know, I mean, production and shit is always fun to get in there and see if you can make something sound different. But we really, I mean, we're in love with the sound that we're making,
Absolutely.
so we don't want to. We're not going to change anything too much. We just keep rocking it, keep it heavy, and
Yeah, most of
hopefully
this-
the hooks keep coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the stuff we've been writing is still, it's real riff based, just kind of heavy, you know. Been writing on the bus all year, so
Yeah.
it's been a different writing process than the last record, just because the last one we were at home
Yeah,
starting a
you
band.
wrote it in a week, was it, the last record?
It was pretty quick, just because it was really like, I think Jaren wrote I'm Southern, and that was the first song that we went like, okay, this is kind of the sound, you know.
Remember
and
Dave Cobb called me. I sent him a demo. Dave goes, "Holy shit, man! That I'm Southern riff. That's like Black Dog, dude." And he goes, "We got to get in there this week," and we did a whole record.
Yeah.
And then we ended up only using 2 of the songs that we did with Dave, but we went back in the next week and cut the whole thing.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, I mean, I think it's a different process just because we've been touring and busy and
Yeah.
you know been able to. We've tried some of this stuff live, and then some of it I think we'll probably do kind of like we did the first record, which was just go in there and it'll be a lot of first takes and just kind
Well,
of
it's as good as the first one. Let's say one of my top 10 all-time favourite albums. I know now was written and recorded in a fortnight.
This is this is one of my top 10 favorite interviews.
Right, talking about writing, when all three of you write loads of songs, when you've written a song, do you instinctively know that it's going to be a Cadillac Three song, or do you know that it's going to be a song for somebody else? Do you think straight away, right, I'm having that, or the band's having that?
Usually, if it's
a lot of times, but the
I mean,
line,
if it's
the lines blur sometimes. You know, I think
Yeah.
it depends. You know, I think when we're writing together, I think it's pretty obvious when it's gonna be a band song. You know, like I think Jaren and I can, if we're sitting in the back of the bus or something, we can go like, okay, let's try and like
you
sway
steer in a
that.
direction to where,
You know,
like, if I have a title or somebody has a title, and it's like, I don't know, I'm Southern or Kiss My Ass or something, you know, something I know Tim McGraw is not going to sing about,
Yeah,
or I
yeah,
know
absolutely.
The Answer is probably not going to say, or whatever it is. You kind of steer, well, you know, let's do it because we could probably get away with this, and this is kind of where we are and what we need. You know, a lot of it is established in the set too. Like right now, we're starting to realize, but everything we play is really heavy and kind of slow.
Yeah.
You know, we need some tempo in our set, and so that's a lot of times you sit down and you try to write something that would make the set kind of
Flow.
So it's different. The writing thing's different every time because sometimes in the country world back home, it's like, well, this is too much of a hit
Yeah.
for us. Let's take it somewhere and let's see, you know, because all that stuff helps float what we're doing too.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course
it
it
makes
does. You've just written a couple of songs for The Answer, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
They were a Northern Irish rock band. Are you looking to write more songs, all three of you, that rock bands can take on board?
honestly,
Those are
that
all
happened
songs, yeah.
completely separate of us even knowing about it. Like it was some of the people that we work with back in the States. They were old songs, and it just happened to. I guess The Answer was looking for songs, and so they sent
Yeah, we
these-
didn't even know that they had done
They
it.
sent a few over, and before we even knew it, they had already said that they liked them. And we knew we weren't gonna do anything with them, so it was like,
They're
go
old
for it,
songs, like
yeah.
Were they?
10 years old.
Are they, right?
One of them's like,
One of them's pretty old, yeah.
but
They're
yeah,
both pretty old.
we actually found out 2 nights ago, or no, last night at that damn thing, the Planet Rock thing. Their manager came up to us and told us, we were like, okay, cool, right on, you know.
So you didn't even know.
Not really. It's
Right,
funny.
fine.
Yeah.
And lastly, you've got this tour now. How many dates is it? 4 or 5?
Yeah, we're just doing what we did last night. We have 3 more here tonight, Birmingham tomorrow night, and London.
And then is that it for the rest of the year? Are you taking
Yeah,
holidays off?
2 more at home, and then
Then we're done.
take some time off.
Right. And what are you doing for Christmas? Yeah.
Just
Spend with family?
sleeping, man. Sleeping and doing a little, probably drinking Mexican food. Hope to have some lovey-dovey time with my lady.
Yeah.
That's about it, honestly, man. We just shut her down for a while because it's been a long year.
We
Yeah,
take
it
a
has.
couple weeks off and get right back at it. We start
Yeah.
back in January.
It's
So.
been a successful year, hasn't it? So
Yeah,
hopefully 2015 will be even more successful for you.
Absolutely. I hope
So
so.
thank you very much.
Thank you,
guys.
man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Nailed it. Neil,
Thank you,
happy
brother.
birthday once
Thank you, man.
again.
Thank you for the
Thank
tequila.
you guys. It's been a pleasure. Cool. Cheers.
It ain't my fault. This is how we roll. And this is how we roll.